Hello, my lovely witches. I am back with another magical book flip through. This is a project that I started just over a year ago, and I got about a third of the way through it and put it on a shelf and didn't touch it again until just recently. So I've just finished it about a week ago, and I'm here to give you a little bit of a flip through. It's not a very long book, so it won't be a very long video, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. So this is another board book that I have upcycled. You can find board books very easily in your charity stores or thrift shops or op shops or whatever you want to call them. And I wanted to create myself a little book with some of my favourite Celtic gods and goddesses in it. I follow a primarily Celtic path. I work primarily with Celtic deities. I do occasionally work with deities from other pantheons, the main one being Bast or Bastet. I've been working with her for a very, very long time. But on the whole, I have chosen to focus very much on a Celtic pantheon because that is my heritage. It is culturally appropriate for me to do so. And it resonates with me. So, this is the book. I will explain what's going on. You will notice my four corners. This is me pointing out my flaws and mistakes again, but I think it's healthy to do that because I think it shows you that no project has to be perfect and you can still make beautiful things. When I stuck down my doilies in the corners, this one slipped before it dried, and then it dried and it's not even. It's fine. So I first of all spray painted the cover and all of the pages with a primer. And then I used primarily matte acrylic paint. This I've used a stencil, this sort of dotted circly stencil with some, what's that stuff? Like a dimension type texture paste. And then I've painted over the top of that in acrylic paint, some gold ink, gold pen, as I said, doily. This is some raised puff paint. And I've just stuck a rivet through the front and the back covers and threaded a ribbon through. So it's like a really, really simple closure that can be removed. Of course, I did that after I had pasted this in. So, yeah, it's fine. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Let me just shift you across. There we go. So we're obviously starting with my matron deity, the Celiac. And again, I've just done some sort of mixed media background with acrylics, stenciling, tissue paper, you know, stamping, a little bit of everything. And then I've done some watercolour portraits, written a few little correspondences and things about each deity. And yeah, stuck it down, made these cute little tags for the titles. So we have Manannán Mac, who in some myths you hear that he and the Celiac are sort of associated as a couple. Not many. And personally, I don't get that vibe from her. But he's still a really cool god. Then we have Ceridwen. I work with Ceridwen quite a lot in my kitchen witchery. And I have a small altar to her in my kitchen. Arian Rod. Branwen, I think I've spoken about her. I work quite a lot with her for love and beauty work, particularly self-love work. And I have a small altar to her in my bathroom. Andraste, I work with purely at Ostara, or the spring equinox. So I'm looking forward to working with her shortly. This is being filmed just before the spring equinox here in the southern hemisphere. Not sure when I'm going to actually upload this video because I've got some ideas for a whole bunch more videos that I want to bring you, and I don't know which one's going to end up getting released first, but anyway, I will be working with Andraste for the spring equinox. This is her little hair. Kernanos and Ellen of the Ways. I work a lot with Kernanos, and again I have a dedicated shrine or altar to Kernanos, which is in my library, which is where we are right now. I've actually dismantled it at the moment because I want to redo it, so that might even be another video. We might even do a little bit of a Kernanos altar tour perhaps. And then we have Bridget, Breed. Again, I work a little bit with her. I have a small shrine to her in my studio / home office. Belinus I work with at Beltane. Rosmerta I work with for abundance work and have her on my abundance altar. This is examples of Godric's interference here. This is a cat paw print. He obviously stepped on this bit when it was wet and walked across Rosmerta's skirt. Thanks, Godric. Cats, right? Anyway, Danu, patroness of witches. I sometimes work with her with some sort of water magic type stuff, bathing magic, that sort of thing. Rhiannon, I often work with her at the full moon. Scarlach, really great for protective magic. So to invoke her energies for protection magic, invoke her even when you're in dire need of protection. Love that. Love to work with Raven energy with Scarlach. Abellio is the god of the apple tree, so I sort of will put offerings to him at the base of my apple tree. As you know, my apple tree features quite heavily in my practice. Bloodworth, beautiful goddess of wisdom and flowers, so yeah, love working with her too. Goivna, is a god of blacksmiths and weapon makers, brewing and beer. So I actually quite like to sometimes work with him at Lunasa, or obviously, oh, cat hair, obviously Lou at Lunasa as well. The Morrigan, I actually don't work with the Morrigan. I do not know what that crash was, but it was definitely cat related. Yes, what have you done? Right, okay. Well, what was I saying, Godric? I don't work with the Morrigan. Morrigan is one of those goddesses who, I mean, quite frankly, she terrifies the pants off me. But as I understand it, Godric, I don't need your help, thank you. Come on. Oh, sweet pea. As I understand it, you only work with her if she chooses you to work with her. And I have not been chosen. Maeve is a lovely goddess to work with for love or sex magic. She's one very sexy goddess. Good for fertility as well. And then we have Drantia, who is Queen of the Druids, and Onya, who I also work with sometimes for some prosperity magic or abundance magic. And that's it. And then on the back, oh, that's got to get stuck down again. What a shame. On the back, I actually have my personal sigil that I have created. So that's it. Just a little one today. I hope you enjoyed this and that it has given you some inspiration to use reclaimed board books to create magical books for your library. I am going to go and make some repairs to my book. I hope you enjoy this video. See you in the next one.